happening, everybody? Thank you for coming and watching this video. My name's Ryan Drobel. I am the owner of JunkRobbers.com, Junk Robbers Incorporated here in Chicago, Illinois. I haven't made a video in a really long time, but I wanted to get on here and just talk about a few things. So I don't know what you're looking for when you watch this channel, but I'm hoping to be a resource for those that are starting their own junk removal company, and maybe be some kind of a help. Now, I've been at this for about 10 months now, and I've done well over not over six figures. I've done six figures this year. I'm almost at 200 grand. I'll almost be at like $200,000 for my first year in business. Right around probably about 180,000, 185,000 mark so far, and I'm trying to get to 200. So I mean, we'll see how it goes. It's going pretty well. I think I'm on course to do that, but you never know what's going to happen in January and February. It seems like all markets slow down around that time, or all businesses and industries and stuff like that. Maybe some don't, but junk removal doesn't really seem to be slowing down too much. It slows down, but it's not scary slow. I'm still able to keep consistent business coming in, and I'm really prepping for a big summer. So I got a new website up. I got my new Craigslist advertising. I have a blog writer that writes my content for me. I have a web guy who is doing all my web stuff, building me an online booking system. Different things along those lines are happening, and it's because I have the money now to kind of turn around and put that in to the business to improve it. I'm a one-man show. I have a contractor that does work for me now too, and he's been amazing and reliable and super awesome to work with. So I'm really happy about that, and that's just goes to show, guys, that you can really come from nothing, because I started this at with like $700 in my pocket, and it's just gone so well. I did have to do a lot of the physical labor on my own. I had to really bust my ass. I had to work hard. So it didn't come without a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Literal blood. Like, I cut myself open in my hands, my arms, and different things so many times, just being inexperienced and not really, being prepared for jobs, just because I wasn't ready for them. But like, now that I know that I need gloves and I should probably wear pants instead of shorts and different things like that, you can't help it but wear pants in the winter here in Chicago. But in the summertime, it's real nice. So I was wearing shorts, and I was just cutting my legs open with nails and debris and different things like that. So there's a lot of stuff that needs to be taken consideration, but it's not a reason not to start. I think that I've had the experience. I'm just kind of not a waiter. I don't like to analyze stuff for too long. I don't like to sit around and like try to figure out what the best way to go about it is. I want to be from now on, especially since I've proven it that this can be done, I just want to get money in my pocket. And I'm sure that you want to do the same. So if you're watching this video and you want to get money in your pocket right now, and you don't want to wait anymore, you're kind of just ready to go, there's an ambulance going by, so I'm going to kind of slow down on my talk. Pause for a second there. Okay, so if you want to start making money right now, I'd say the fastest way to do it is going to be Craigslist. If you have a pickup truck and you can go and pay $5 for an advertisement on Craigslist, you would go to another city, you would copy somebody else's ad, you would maybe try to find some type of flyer or picture, or go copy pictures of junk removal somewhere by just Googling it and seeing like pictures of trash and stuff. Don't have any names on it or logos or anything like that, obviously, but just kind of have it be like this blank like picture of whatever, like just some kind of a bunch of trash like in a house or in a garage or something like that to help you with, you know, the photos, because people like to see visual stuff. And then copy someone else's ad, put your own phone number and your contact information in there, and then go ahead and post. And then do that, if you can, do that 3 times a day. And I bet within the first 2 weeks of you doing that, you're gonna have a lot of jobs come in, and it'll really start to pan out for you. So I would definitely recommend, like, if you want to start making money right this moment with junk removal, it's an easy way to make money. You can literally just go to Craigslist right now, and you can post a $5 ad that somebody else made, and just tweak a few things like your contact information, and then like if it was in a different city and they have the zip codes or whatever in the keywords at the bottom, then you can change those up. Or maybe like if you copy their ad from a different state, then go to the city that you're in and copy their keywords, because it's going to relate to your post within your city. So like I said, I'll repeat that, guys. Go to Craigslist from another city, from the city that you're in, and copy an ad from a different city, because then you're not competing with that person, and it's not going to matter, and they're not going to, I don't think anybody's going to really get pissed off at you, especially if it's just like a contractor or somebody just, you know, doing this on the side. That's what I did when I began. I'm going to be completely straight up and honest. I just copied someone's ad from Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm in Chicago, Illinois, and I posted the ad, and then I changed the phone number and the details, and I put my website in, and I was in profit my first week. I remember my first week and my second week I did $1,000 excuse me, both weeks, and that's profit. And then from there I've just done pretty much more than that every single week, except for if I like take a vacation or, you know, take some time off or whatever. But so far the momentum's been just building, because I had business cards and I handed those out every time I did a job. So I'd recommend definitely handing out your business cards in every job you do, to every person you meet, every person you come across. That's something that's really going to help your business grow, is when somebody's like, oh, this person did a good job for me, here's their card, I have it, as opposed to like, oh man, I'm gonna have to look like through my contacts and see what that phone number was again. And sometimes people won't have that anymore, they won't be able to find it, or, you know, if they don't have a way to contact you that's easy access, I'm sure that they're probably gonna find someone else. So definitely take that in consideration when you're going out to jobs, is like maximizing what you're doing every time you go out and do a job. That's great, because you have the potential for more business from that person. So even asking them like, hey, do you know anybody else who might need to get rid of a mattress, or you know, a piece of furniture, or like anything like junk. And you might want to like list off items, because people know sometimes they'll talk to their friends, especially I think a lot of the time women will have conversations about the different types of furniture and stuff that they're buying, and like run ideas across each other. And guys do that too. I know I do. Whenever I'm trying to decorate my place, I'm always like, oh, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Just kind of bouncing off ideas, and, you know, getting the go ahead from others is something that I like to do. But I know a lot of others that are like that as well, and I've gotten a lot of business because of it. Because I'm like, oh, hey, do you know, if you know anybody that has anything to get rid of, or like, you know, somebody that needs to get rid of a mattress or some furniture, or if somebody has like a garage full of stuff, or you know anybody who might have like a hoarding thing going on, then please give them my number. I would love the opportunity to do business with them, and continue doing business with you in the future. So here's my card. You know, just to give you some ideas on how that interaction
New
can
text
go.
message from +16.
So, sorry about that. I don't know. Other than that, guys, like, that's going to be your fastest way to money, is just going on Craigslist and starting to post, and learning how to quote the jobs is important. So I would say if you're trying to figure out how to quote, you always want to look at what your transfer station fee is. And then a good rule of thumb is, like, if there's nothing super heavy in there, like tile or brick or grass or, you know, sod or whatever, anything heavy, if there is, then you probably need to, or you definitely need to take that into consideration, because that shit weighs a lot. But if there's not stuff that doesn't weigh a lot, it's going to take up a bunch of space, and it's just like, you know, maybe some furniture, some miscellaneous items that people are getting rid of, trash, electronics, and whatever else, and it's not like construction debris and super heavy, then the way that you can quote is just look at what your 1 ton fee is at the transfer station, and then multiply it by 3, and also take what you want to earn per hour and multiply that by 3, and then add those two numbers together. And it's a really good way, I think, to start until you figure out what your market is, and then you have some playroom. Because, you know, a lot of the time, if you're filling up like a trailer or something that has just furniture and different things in it, it's not going to be more than a ton. It will be more than a ton, though, if it's like brick and stuff like that and you're filling up a trailer. Obviously, that's going to be super heavy. So do what you can on those. Sometimes I would advise you turning that stuff down in the beginning and building yourself up if it's something you can do, especially if, like, you don't have a pickup truck that really can haul a lot. It's just good to kind of stay away from that. And you can rent trailers from U-Haul, or I'm sure there's other different places you can rent trailers from if you don't have one, if you have like big jobs come in. Just try to add that into the quote. But usually the way that I told you to quote is going to be just pretty solid if you're not picking up anything heavy. If you are picking up like super heavy stuff, you might want to add a transfer station fee onto an extra one on there. And maybe even you think, like, start to figure out what amount of time you think stuff is going to take, and start to pay attention what stuff weighs, and try to figure out what you think that the load is going to weigh. And if we're doing that and we're adjusting the price based on that, well, how many tons we think it's going to be or whatever, then you start to get good at it. That's my experience, and that's also what I've seen others experience. I have talked to about 3 people so far that have come from YouTube, or friends that saw me on Facebook, who have asked me for my advice. And this is always the advice I give. And those people are making money now because they started doing what I told them. So Craigslist, definitely right now, go post an ad, get ready, like, figure out what your transfer station fees are. Do the multiply by 3 rule, or if you think something's going to take more time, then definitely add that onto what you're doing. Like, if you think something's going to take 5-6 hours, make sure you add that onto your total amount that you're getting paid after you do the multiplication of 3 times the transfer station fee, and then add however many hours you think it's going to take you. That's always a good rule of thumb, I think, to go by just in the beginning, initially, before you start learning how to really, like, be more specific with quoting. And it will happen, because I remember I was so terrified when I first started quoting, and I would give quotes to people based off of that, because it was what another company recommended me, and then I could kind of work with them on price based off of that. And it also gives you some room to maybe even give them a little bit of a discount if you want to. If you're just starting out and you want to get some money flowing in and some confidence and stuff, you always have that option to lower the price a little bit within that range, especially if you're going to pick up and you're not picking up the heavy stuff. construction debris, I would definitely say to look out for, because a lot of the time you'll see big giant piles, and sometimes there'll be piles that like don't look that heavy, but then when you start to pick the pile and put it into the trailer, you start to discover a lot of things that you don't know are there that are gonna weigh just a ton of weight and, you know, cost you probably more than one trip and stuff like that. So that's the stuff you want to pay attention to, especially, I would say, construction debris, yard debris, anything like that. Definitely pay closer attention to those jobs if you're going to do them. If it's furniture and, you know, in-home stuff, in-home items, and maybe stuff that it doesn't have to do with demolition and construction, a lot of the time it's going to be that price that I told you. You're going to have, first of all, some room to work with on like lowering the price to try to get people to do it, kind of negotiating with them. And if you practice negotiating also, you're going to get better at that too. It's just something that comes along. Like, you have to practice all this stuff. You're going to get good at it. But as far as making money as fast as possible, I don't know anything else that's going to be able to make you the amount of money that junk removal can make you in the amount of time. Like I said, when I first started this, I started on Craigslist, and I started making, my very first week I did $1,000 in profit, and it was all cash because I wasn't taking payments in any other way. It was pretty awesome because I put $1,000 down, you know, right away. And then the very next week I made another $1,000 in profit. And then the week after that, it was like $2,000 in profit. So this could be really big for you, and it could be as big as you want it to be. I think there's plenty of opportunity for people to grow junk removal companies that sit somewhere in between the most pricey and the least pricey companies. And, you know, as you're learning and you're starting out, you're going to misquote sometimes, maybe. And that's okay, but that doesn't mean quit. Just keep on going and keep on pushing and, you know, commit to this thing for a little while. If you do, I would be surprised if you didn't see results. Anyways, that's all I have for now, but I'm going to post more as we go. I just wanted to say that the Craigslist thing, and right now, if you're in dire straits, or even if you're not, if you want to start a side hustle, whatever it is, Craigslist is going to start putting money in your pocket right away. All right. That's all I got. Thank you.